There it is. So, yes, good morning, good whatever it is for you if you're watching the video. And let's dive into practice today. Please have any comfortable seat and make sure you're comfortable in that comfortable seat. Have your hips lifted a bit if you can, unless your eggs, careful of the eggs, rest easily on the floor so that your pelvic bowl is pouring forward, lower back can move in, groin creases are relaxed, heart is lifted, and I'll slow down now. And take pause to land in your seat. Extend your exhale. Let your spine float back in space a bit. And just begin to find that sensing of a clear alignment of ears, shoulders, ribs, hips, and the balance of the bowl of the pelvis and the skull right above and below each other, mirroring. Notice your breath. Intentionally deepen and lengthen your breath. Really let the breath cue you about your alignment, the relationship of your body to itself and in space. If you're comfortable to use that ujjayi breath, a slight closure in the back of the nose and throat, to turn or tune your awareness more deeply into the movement of breath. Follow the path of breath with your awareness through your body mind, and just notice what's present today, energetically, physically, emotionally, mentally. That's part of the energetic, really. What's present right now? Welcome yourself to present moment awareness. Welcome your energy body, whatever emotions or thoughts are present, just acknowledging them without needing to do anything about it. Welcome your physical body, all of you. Welcome here, exactly as you are. Just take note. So we begin to see how things move and change, sometimes simply from bringing our awareness to them, more often awareness and breath, even more often awareness, breath, and movement. And slide your fingertips to the earth alongside of you, right next to your hips or wide, a little wider out to the sides really. And press down into your fingertips, lift up through the crown of the head. So you're making a nice tense integrity there between like a teepee or something, between your fingertips and the crown of your head. And gently work your shoulders down the back, rooting through the fingers, lift through your heart, squeeze the scapula on the back. Press into your feet and sits bones. Feel the lift of your head to the sky. As you connect to earth here, remember your body as part of this earth, whole, perfect, beautiful as it is, and ever changing, healing, renewing. May we be wherever our body needs to be at today to be breathful, to be in a relative ease and an unconditional loving awareness. And thank you to this great, beautiful planet, to all that holds, nourishes, and feeds us, and to all that has brought us here on our path, all of the challenges, all the blessings, challenges as blessings. Thank you. And thank you to all the teachers, gurus, and lineages who have handed these practices down. Big inhale, lift the heart. While we're here, let's give a little stretch into the neck shoulder connection. Exhale your chin to your chest. Work the shoulders on the back. Inhale into whatever sensation is arising there. Again, exhale. Imagine melting out with the breath if you can. And then take your time. Next inhale here, slide the chin along your collarbone, up and over. So the right ear, crown of the head, reach past that right shoulder. Press into those left fingertips strongly. Stretch out between that left ear and shoulder. Soft jaw, let the jaw hang gently. Inhale there as you exhale. Slide the chin down through center. You could pause in there in center to really make sure you're working the shoulders on the back. And inhale, slide the chin along that left collarbone, that ear and head reaching past the left shoulder. Press extra strong through those right fingertips. And big breath here. Inhale, stretch it out. Follow your exhale through center. Let's just move with the breath now, side to side. Inhale. Opening and exhale, transitioning. And then let's move back to the right side and maybe slide into that right hand or forearm a little further over and just extend the left hand out to the side. Reach actively through those fingers and then take a pause there as you like to roll through the hand, through the head. You can stretch the arm a little further back behind you. Keep the jaw soft so you let that whole connection go there. Ear, jaw, neck, shoulder, nice and fluid. Wherever it's most sensational and maybe you want to rush through, see about slowing down and pausing there, giving that spot a little more breath. Stay with that as you like, or again, slide in maybe a little deeper to hand or forearm. Push cross body into your left sits bone, and then from your left sits bone, reach that left arm across body. And again, maybe stretch your eyes here, look past the hand, follow the hand, looking at the fingers or even past them. Full circle with the arm. Full circle with your eyes, stretching it out, opening up our awareness, our mind, our vision. One more full circle here. And then the next time that you swoop through, reach on up and come back to center. Take a little pause in center. Press down again through the fingertips, lift up, and just notice the difference in your sides. Let's slide over a little bit into that left hand and reach the right hand up and out to the side, maybe a little further back behind you. And go ahead and play with that, rolling through the hands, the head, soft jaw. Notice where it's stickiest. If you have an area that is, maybe give a little more attention to that. Go a little slower there. Again, please stay with that as you like. Maybe slide in a little deeper to that hand or forearm. Push cross body into that right sits bone, and then swoop that right arm across the body, getting that longest line of energy as you can between your right sits bone and fingertips. Look at or past your fingertips. Big arm vinyasa here, movement with breath. Exhale as you pour out and down to the earth, and inhale as you open up and lift to the sky. And those long, slow ujjayi breaths throughout your practice here. One more full circle. And then the next time that you come around, we're going to let that lift us on up. And to center, take pause, press down, open heart, soft jaw, soft tongue. Feel that awakening aliveness coming into your body mind. And follow your next inhale to open to the sky. Reach on up. And then let's bring the hands together and draw the sky down through your mind, mind down into your heart. Press into your hands, work the shoulders on the back, lift your heart to your hands. See if you can sense your heartbeat. And find any word, mantra, or image, or color, whatever it is for you, might be for you, that holds the energy of an intention, a sankalpa, a dedication, or an offering for your practice today. Energy goes where the mind goes. Find a focal point, see it, breathe it, repeat it. We change our mind through repetition and ritual, both readily available in this practice. How we grow, heal, evolve. So breathe your yes affirmative and present tense. Imagine it shining out from your heart, rippling out into the world. Let's add some vibrations to that effect, if you will. Exhale and empty. Inhale your heart's yes, if you will. Join me. 3 ohms. Inhale and interlace your hands. Exhale as you push the palms forward, pull your navel back around through the spine, squeeze your breath out, and follow your inhale to press and rise to the sky. Wiggle up out of the waist, and exhale up and over, side bend, turn your face down, soft jaw. Inhale, press and reach up center. Exhale up and over, other side, look down. Once again, each side. Inhale, Kali Mudra, first finger up, hands are clasped, palms flip together now, and then squeeze your head with your shoulders, your upper arms. Inhale, reach up, up, up high, squish your head, and then exhale, just float the arms down. You could roll out through the wrists, roll your shoulders, Whatever feels good there, just inviting some fluidity, and then come on to the ground. We're going to begin lying on our back, and after a moment, you may want to block, not required at all for this, but it'll be for some bridging. So it's just to help instill good alignment and maybe a little more core strength there. So, however that feels right for you, come to lie on your back first. Just hug your knees into your chest. And give yourself a little rock and roll there, massaging into your spine, breathing into your back body. You can recall your intention or dedication here. And we're going to take a bunch of different arm variations today in a bridge. So first, just place the feet to the floor so that your hip points, the bones on the front of the hips, your middle knees and your middle toes are in alignment. You may notice as you come up into bridge that your knees want to go wide. This is a good reason to squeeze onto a block, real or imaginary, and just keep that integration. So you keep this alignment that's going to keep lower back long. As soon as knees go wide, lower back shortens. So creating long lines of energy here. First, we'll begin with the elbows bent. Keep the hips on the floor for now. We're going to focus on the shoulders first and our foundation, then we'll lift it up. So elbows bent, palms face one another. Press into your elbows, squeeze the shoulders on the back. Lift your chin, press into the center back of the head. Inhale and puff up the chest. Exhale as you pull the low ribs down to the earth. Next inhale, push into your feet. Squeeze your glutes a bit, lift your hips, press into your elbows, squeeze the shoulders on the back, lift the chin. Try to keep the chin perpendicular to the earth with the pressure on the head right at the center back of the head, like if you were to draw a line straight back from your upper ears. Press into the earth, squeeze the shoulders, lift up. You could hold steady here about 5 breaths or exhale and ripple your spine back down. And inhale, press in, ripple your spine back up. Follow your breath. Waves of breath through the spine, holding steady or rippling. 2 more. You can come down and rest between arm variations if you want, or you could stay up for a little more work. If by chance you want even more work in the legs, keep the balls of your feet down, but lift your toes and then isometrically pull on your feet. So they don't really move, but there's an action like you're trying to drag the feet towards the shoulders. Feel all the leg muscles kick in there. Again, try to keep your strong alignment. Let's bring the hands straight up to the sky from the shoulders, and then pull shoulder blades down the back. Again, really try to plug them in, plug the head of your humerus, your upper arm bone, into the earth. Notice the chin might dip here as you come up higher. Try to lift the chin, push into the center back of the head. And notice when you engage shoulders and back of the head into the earth, you're really igniting a strong cervical curve. So you're helping to find that natural neck curve that gets a little unnatural often with our posture in chairs or with eye units, tech neck kind of stuff. So breathing here again, you could ripple up and down if it's a lot to hold this, or a few more breaths. Pull shoulders down, lift body up by working the back body strong. Again, feel free to come down and rest between sides, set the arms up and then come back up, or just reach the arms up overhead on the floor now. And again, slide the shoulder blades down the back as far as you can. Really try to press the scapula into the earth. And active hands, palms face one another still. Hands have some muscular action in them. Scapula pull down, root heels, squeeze booty, lift hips, lift heart, lift chin. Deep, full breaths.
A few more. Hug that block, real or imaginary. Notice the legs may want to just splay open a bit here. You want to get full body activation in this pose, all the parts. And when you're very engaged in your bridge pose, you really don't want to turn the head to the side. It's not something the neck enjoys here. So please stay looking up and just listen for changes to my voice or inwardly to your breath. Stay there as you like, ripple down as needed, or when you're ready, just flow the arms down to either hold the sides of your mat, hook your thumbs, or clasp your hands. Whatever hold you've got, use that hold. Squeeze onto it, rock a little side to side to squeeze the shoulders on the back. Get the shoulders on the back as much as you can. Lift your chin. Press into head, shoulders, elbows, if you can, also the hands, and lift hips, chest, chin. Breathe, front body bright. Long, slow, deep breaths. Just one more round of breath. And gently release the hands. Ripple your spine down. Hug into your knees. And a little rock side to side massage into the back there. And let's go ahead right into some strong shoulder core here. So bring the arms out to the sides like a saguaro cactus or field goal, elbows straight out, hands straight up on the floor from the elbows. And then you could squeeze a block between the legs here to ensure that core strength that happens when you hug the thighs together, or just bring your thighs together, knees together, heels together, and squeeze, or your inner ankle bone really. Squeeze the legs as much as you can. Legs are at 90 degrees here. Hips, knees, heels, making a 90-degree shape. Inhale, squeeze, squeeze the legs. Press into the shoulder blades. Feel how you could just lay here and do that. Push the shoulder blades into the earth. Pull the low ribs into the earth. Squeeze the legs together. So much core strength already. So feel free to come back here and just pause and breathe anytime. Or inhale here. You might lift the legs up and over a bit, and let's go to the side as you exhale. Pull the navel back. Try to keep those knees squeezing together. This is not about getting the legs to the floor. It is just about the breath and keeping the shoulder blades pinned down. That's how this is shoulder and core work. So inhaling, knees to center, and exhale, squeeze the legs and up and over with the knees to one side, keeping both shoulders as pinned as you can. Inhale. As you exhale, that navel really pulls back, squeezing. So really working those external obliques. Deep core here. Turning the head is optional if you want to go a little more twisty there. If you want to add to this by any chance, you are welcome to. As you move to one side, keep the knees squeezed, that 90-degree shape, but extend the top leg kicking out to the side. Ooh, you can see my barefoot tendencies. Dirty feet already today. And out to the other side, kick across. If that's still easy for you and you want to make it harder, you could straighten both legs to one side. Again, you really want to keep those shoulders pinned. So if you can't do that with breathfulness and shoulders pinned, then come back to that 90-degree shape, which I believe is quite hard enough for most of us. Sense the scapula pressing onto the back. Really try to find a nice meeting of your scapula and the earth. Notice how much the shoulders want to pop up and try to help you here. Thanks anyway, shoulders. Core got this. Let's just go another 2 or 3 to each side, whatever you need to even out. take your time. Once you're done, come on back to center. Hug your knees in. You could draw some circles there, massaging into your low back, or separate knee circles, massaging into the hips. Come back to breathfulness. Feel that fire that you've been stoking there in your core. And any breath, you could begin a little rock and roll forward and back until you come up to sit. And let's sit up with our legs out in front of us and the hands next to the hips. Dandasana, staff of life pose here. Use the hands to support lift of your spine, spread the fingers wide, claw the earth, get your shoulders on the back, and then look at your toes and draw them back towards you. First, spread them out as wide as you can, and then draw them back towards you as much as you can. If this is a lot on your hamstrings, just dig the heels in and pull with your heels. Lift the knees as much as you need to find ease in the hamstrings, but support for the lift of your spine from the activation of your legs. Simply breathful here, Dandasana, staff of life. Or I'm going to invite you to go a little bigger into shoulders and potentially some core as well. So pushing into the hands and the heels here. If you want to go bigger, tabletop, root down. Inhale, come up, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the shoulders, and you'll be looking down the body as much as you can, evening out shoulders, ribs, hips, knees in this case. Inhale, you could stay here 5 or 7 breaths, or you can exhale, come back where you came from. Optionally, exhale and pull the hips behind your arms. Really engage into the core, scooping back. I know it's not possible for everyone to scoop back very far. It's totally okay. Just investigate. Find out what's right for you there, what's possible for you there. We're going to go about 3 or 4 more breaths, depending on your speed. Take your time. When you're done, we're just going to come back into that staff of life pose, Danda. And then here you might take a moment to roll your wrist, roll your elbows, roll your shoulders. Again, in any way that feels good, shaking it out. Just let everything get nice and fluid there once again. All right, let's play with this one here. Walk your hands back and move the pinkies towards one another as much as you can. Spread the fingers out, pinkies towards each other, excuse me. Squeeze the shoulders on the back, lift your heart. Maybe stay right here. Maybe a glute walk or hip walk, booty walk, hips forward. Keep squeezing shoulders, lifting the chest. When the chest starts to collapse, come on back, lift it up. Pause anywhere. Make sure there's a little bend in the elbows so they're not trying to take the stretch for the shoulders. Strength in the arms, but soft elbows. Breathe that puffing up of your chest. Please stay here as you like. When you're ready again, walk the hands forward and roll out wrists, shoulders, elbows, head, all of it. And then one more thing from our shape here, a little work for the triceps and a different kind of stretch for the shoulders. All of it's optional. Do what's right for you. Hands as wide as your hips and back behind you. Spread the fingers out, claw into your fingertips, fingers pointing towards you this time. And we're going to squeeze the shoulders on the back, lift your heart. Again, you may find benefit just being here. Otherwise, we're going to come back up into our tabletop. Lengthen the tailbone, lift the navel, make like you've got a corset on here, and really connect the ribs and hips strongly. Inhale, and now we're going to bend the elbows straight back. So it's a tricep dip. This could also be done like on the edge of a counter or something. And you're sinking down, but just however far the elbows bring you, not intentionally dropping the hips. Again, we want to keep that core connection like you've got a corset on. And so, whatever pace is right for you, tricep dips, elbows bend straight back. Incidentally, the torso will lower, but it's really, we want to try not to lead with that. I'm going to give this a few more. Please rest if you need. I know it's not an easy one. And those triceps are something we don't get to a whole heck of a lot. So, there's that nice burn in there. And then when you're done, again, shake it out or roll out your wrists, elbows, shoulders. Again, always making that as playful or simple as you like. And let's roll on over the feet. Come to your hands and knees. Spread the fingers wide, claw your fingertips, and pull hands and knees towards one another. So you're really kicking into the core here. And keep that core connection again, and we're just going to roll the shoulders. So circles with the shoulders, kind of bouncing off the earth to get that rebound there. Soft jaw, shoulder rolls, maybe even roll your mouth here. Wow, wow, wow. Switch directions. Awkward, but possible. And then let your spine go with that inhale, open cow. Exhale, round cat. Open cow, round cat. Again. The next time that you round into cat, push the earth away. Inhale, breathe behind the shoulder blades, behind the heart. And exhale, squeeze right ear, hip, shoulder together, and then open up into cow. Squeeze left ear, hip, shoulder together, lift the navel round into cat. And follow your breath in these big circles here, spiraling through cow and cat. At the bottom next, switch directions. And then stretch on back. You can walk the hands forward or the knees back and stretch back into child's pose. Let's stretch the arms back alongside of you. You can hold one wrist on your lower back, letting the shoulders melt there, or just hands alongside of you. Bow in, pause. Simply breathful here, or maybe a big Brahmari breath, breathing that bee's breath, or making sweet honey in the mind, using the vibration to wash. All right, not sure what happened there. All right, toes under. Let's come into rabbit pose for a moment. Toe pads on the floor. Tuck your chin. Hold your heels. Tuck the chin a lot so you come to the crown of the head. Hold the heels, the ankles, or your pants, whatever you need to. Get some resistance, and then pull up and away from that resistance. You stretch along through the spine and between the shoulder blades. Really try to come onto your crown if you're able. Press and lift. Breathe your stretch. And then hips back to the heels, interlace the hands, squeeze the palms together, and then pull on them to work your shoulders together. Lift your hands to the sky. You can walk the knees back under the hips. Squeeze, lift palms up and overhead towards the floor. And then you can play with a little wiggle, squeeze, roll around there. And then toes stay under or return under and pull back from your hands. Roll on up to sit on your heels. And spread your toes out there so you get a nice opening in your soles. And let's inhale, arms to the sky. As you exhale, we're going to pull down like we're pulling down weights and really squeeze the elbows and the shoulders together on the back. I want to invite you to add a lion's breath to that. Inhale, arms up, tongue to chin, eyes to the sky. Squeeze that breath out fiercely. 3 more. And then unwind whenever you're done. Onto hands and knees. Give your toes a little love tap out there. Soften the heart down. Come down to one forearm and then the other. Step one foot back and then the other. Slowly lower your hips down. Inhale and open up into Sphinx pose. Push through the toes, press into the earth, press into pubic bone and sacrum, drag your heart forward, work the shoulders on the back, lift your navel, lift heart, lift crown of the head. Keep the back of the neck long here, breathe your Sphinx. You could just hold and work this shape breathfully, or inhale here, toes under, and exhale, lift from the navel, power up. Inhale, open. Exhale, power up. Let's go 3 more breaths, whether you're choosing to hold either pose or pulse between the two. Full breath, full expression of the pose. And then lower down Sphinx. Release the toes, drag your heart forward, bring the hands under the shoulders. You could rest your forehead a moment and just roll your shoulders around. And then give a little pull on the earth, shoulder blades down the back. Point through the toes and press into pubic bone and sacrum. Push so strongly into pubic bone and sacrum, you almost feel everything else getting light and want to lift up. Drag yourself forward. Really work the elbows and shoulder blades down as far as you can. Press sacrum, lift navel, lift heart, open up into cobra. And then drag yourself forward and lower down. Moving with the breath. You could hold the pose now if you like, or continue to pulse in and out. If you're holding the pose, maybe you want to put a little spin on the neck there. Squeeze the shoulders on the back as much as you can as you look over one shoulder. And then inhale, center, other side. Work those shoulders down and back. Inhale, open, and exhale, lower down. Let's open the elbows out to the side, whole length of your humerus or upper arm bone, with the fingers spread wide and up onto the fingertips. Fingertips right under your elbow there. And then again, pull elbows and shoulder blades down the back, push into your leg, drag your heart forward, open up. Inhale at the top, and then exhale, we're going to spin right shoulder down, turn, look over the left shoulder, even dipping head, shoulder on that right side to the earth. Inhale, open, exhale, spiral. Follow your breath twice again each side. Hands are really wide off the edge of the mat, so they're under the elbows with the elbows in line with shoulders. Again, going for that 90-degree shape, last couple of breaths, or whatever you need to even out on both sides. Take your time once you're done there. Inhale, open center. Exhale, lower down. Hands under shoulders. Press on back. Child's pose. Let's extend the arms out in front of you again. Push your hips back and give a little wiggle wag of your tail there. Maybe engage into the navel a bit and inhale deeply to fill the back body with breath as much as you can. And let's roll. Thumbs up, palms up. And maybe keep rolling, thumbs to the ground, pinkies turn up. Breathe into that rotation of your shoulders, a little stretch in the thoracic spine, pressing hips back. Breathe into your back body. Bring the hands together, bend the elbows, bring the prayer behind the head. You can walk the triceps maybe a little further forward there. Melt the heart to the earth and breathe into whatever is stretching out for you here. Interlace the hands and bring the hands to the floor, elbows underneath your shoulders. And play here, push into your hands and slide the shoulders off the back a little bit and then squeeze the shoulders together on the back. And let's really play with that for a moment. Hands and elbows strong, nice equilateral triangle there, pretty much between elbows and each other and elbows and hands or wrists. Sliding the scapula. You could let the head hang here even, and your crown of the head almost touches the earth, and then you push into the elbows and the head rises up off of the earth. Stay with that, or turn your toes under, lift your hips up and back, and play with that here with a lot more weight on it. Sliding the shoulders, maybe even walk the hands in there. It's kind of a big option here, but if you'd like to add more to this, you could play with lifting one leg up, push into the elbows, shrug the shoulders up, and then slide the shoulders towards the hips as you reach the head towards the floor. And 2 or 3 more breaths if you're doing a leg up, other side. And both legs down, walk in as far as you can. Melt your neck, head heavy. Press into the hands, widen the shoulders. Deep, full breaths. And then open your hands up. Maybe you push into one hand and then the other. Possibly you can push into both elbows, straighten the arms, downward dog. Do whatever you need to do in the legs to become comfortable in down dog here. And when you're ready, again, a little more focus on the core first. Pull back from the core and your hips lengthening out of the wrists. And then play there. Shrug shoulders up to the ears, pushing into the earth, and then slide the head towards the hands, scapula towards the hips. Shrug, slide with your breath. Last breath cycle like that. And then find center, soft heart, bend the elbows slightly, scoop the elbows towards one another, wrap the shoulders away from each other. In that center point, that's where we really want our down dog to be. Inhale, pull back from the core, bend your knees deeply, empty of breath, hop or step forward. Inhale, half forward fold, push into your shins, flatten the back, bend the knees as much as you need to. And then exhale, fold, give your head a little nod or roll around. Maybe give your hands a shake out, shoulders a little shimmy side to side. I feel like a little sway, wiggle from the hips so that your hands begin to make circles. And to get more release in the arms, you can always hold little weights here or anything, a bag of whatever, and circle, just kind of drip out that tension. That's mostly beneficial, holding our shoulders onto our body, but often other stuff gets sticky in there. And stay with that, shake it out, swing it out, or hold your elbows for more shoulder release. Hold your head for more spinal back body release. Or hug into your legs. Few more breaths. Hug your feet to the earth, muscles to the bones. And slowly, if you're holding your legs, release them. Otherwise, you could keep a hold of the head or elbows, lift the arches, lift your kneecaps, lift your quadriceps, lift your navel, and one vertebra at a time. Begin to roll up slowly, stacking up, and come to stand. Take your time. Excuse me. And find your way to the front of the mat. Feel your feet strong on the earth. Oops, a little more. Sorry, my space is like exactly big enough for this to work. So I should probably just mark it someday. All right, here we go. So at the front of the mat and standing, feel your feet. Let's rock in and out of that for a minute. Lift and spread your toes. Rock into your toes and back into your heels. Root down into your feet. Maybe a little rock side to side. Again, try to feel all the toes connected and a nice rooting of the inner and outer ball of the foot, inner and outer heel. Pour the weight into the right foot. Slide that left foot up your inseam. Left elbow and knee lift up. And then inhale, open them out to the side. Exhale, we're going cross body with that inhale, open up, little Tai Chi moment here. Exhale, cross body. Marionette, moving those parts together on the breath. And the next time that you come through center, switch directions. And then pause, inhale, center. As you exhale, we're going to push back. You can come right into warrior three or pulse. Arms might even come up, leg could come straight out. We're going to pulse in and out of warrior three or hold it. Eventually, we are going to hold it. If you're holding it from now, you've got about 7 breaths. Otherwise, another pulsation or 2. And then we've got about 5 breaths in that warrior three pose. In the pose, hug in to the core. Make like you've got that block on your inner thighs. Push through the heel and the crown of the head, lengthen out. Even out as much as you can, side to side and front to back, head to heel. Hands could support you on any furniture, hips, heart, or flying for more challenge or block. Inhale there, stretch it out as you exhale, gently bend into that standing leg, step way, way back. High lunge, hands could come to hips, square up, root down, lengthen up out of the waist, shoulders on the back. Really use that press into your hips or sacrum to work elbows and shoulders back and together. Stretch out through the back heel. Please feel free to stay with that or stretch the arms to the sky. Hook thumbs or clasp hands and pull on whatever hold you've got to work your shoulders together on the back. Squeeze your glutes and lengthen out from the back heel up through the heart and head. Use the pull on your hands to really work the scapula together. Lift the heart, find any breathful edge of back bend, hold still, or bend the back knee as you reach the arms up, sink down, exhale, lift up. Hands could stay hooked there, or inhale, arms up, knee down, exhale, legs squeeze, arms float. Next, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, back heel pivots down, open out into warrior two. Sink into that front knee and pull back from the back hand so that your head and pelvic bowl are aligned again. Inhale here, lift the arms slightly as you exhale. We're going to bring the arms down behind the back. And I'm going to just turn around for a moment here. What we're going to do with the arms back there is kind of like milking the shoulders. So I want you to lift the shoulders up to the ears, squeeze them on the back together, and then pull them down. Lift up, squeeze, pull down. Just kind of milking your shoulders. How's your jaw, your tongue, your breath? And inhale your warrior two. Exhale back, pull back, dancing warrior. Inhale and stretch it out. Front knee deep and wide. Feel into that big toe mound. Push in and pull back from your outer hip. Big breath here. And then exhale, lift from the back, arch from the core, and right elbow to that thigh. Push in, roll, face chest open. Elbow could stay on the thigh or come inside of it to press wider. Root into the outside of the back foot and reach the fingers forward from there. Long side body stretch. Feel free to stay with that. If you want more neck shoulder release, that top arm could swoop around your back and hold your front inner thigh. So you might come up out of the pose a little bit, hold the inner thigh, and then use that hold to pull shoulder blade down the back. Let your bottom ear be heavy and just drop down towards that right shoulder and soften your jaw there. And any little movements that add to that for you. Please stay with that as long as you like, or unwind and bring your hands or forearms down inside that front leg, lizard lunge. This could be a very restful place here, back knee down, hands could be, or elbows or whatever, can be on a block or any support there. If by chance you want to go deeper into the hips here, you can bring that right hand behind your right ankle and heel there and push in. So you begin to work the shoulder under that front knee, and the other hand can come around the front of the ankle, elbow to the floor or a block, and pull press down into that ankle, curling in, going into a deeper stretch for your hip and back. Back knee could be up or down for this, depending how deep you want to go, how much you want to work here. Please stay with that simply as a more grounding place. If you want to fly today, well, you probably have your shoulder under that hip a little bit if you're even thinking about that. And in that case, you would put the hands down wide as the shoulders. Walk those front toes forward so you can lift the leg up. Squeeze the elbows in. Shift forward as you come down. Maybe back leg lifts up. Maybe both legs. And then feel free to stay longer or step or fly back. Move through a vinyasa or rest, down dog or child's pose. Wherever you're going, let it be breath-led, deep full breaths, leading the way. In the next breath or two, make your way to stretch back in downward dog. Inhale and lengthen it out. Exhale, bend deep into the knees and hop or step forward. Inhale at the front of the mat, half forward fold, push into the shins, flat back, even if you have to bend the knees a lot. And then exhale, let the spine around, straighten the legs as much as you can, and hug your legs, your elbows, or your head. Again, here a few breaths. Returning, resetting here in this forward fold. Feel your feet on the earth, equal, active, arches lifted, and continue to lift from arches, knees, quads, navel, Begin to stack the vertebrae one at a time. Slow and steady. Rise on up to stand. Again, we'll come to the front of your mat. Switch the weight into your second side. So let's see, we're going to be opening the right leg out to the side as you come into the left leg, or whatever you know your second side is. Again, squeeze to center. It can be helpful to slide the foot up the inseam to come up, especially if your balance is challenged. So you're just kind of giving a neural pathway there. And then we're inhale, open, marionette. Touch down as needed. Inhale, open. Exhale, close, cross body with that circle. And after 3 or 4 in one direction, come back to center, cross over, switch directions. And then steady in center. Hug into your core. Inhale, and as you exhale, press back, warrior 3. Again, I'm going to invite you to pulsate in and out of this, or to hold at either end of that. And we've got about 5 or 6 more breaths now, pulsing as you like, or hold the pose, 5 breaths. Level out hips side to side as much as you can. Push through heel and crown of the head. Work your shoulders onto the back. Yep, shoulder blades together on the back. Love the wobble. Again, that's you getting stronger and, by the way, smarter. Inhale, press and reach through that heel and crown of the head. Squeeze to center. Feel that core strength and the fullness of your breath. Follow your next exhale to slow and steady. Bend into that front knee. Step way back as far as you can. And then find the alignment, the steadiness, the breath in your lunge. Front knee over that ankle as much as you can. Square the hips up. Push down into the hips, lengthen the spine, and work your elbows and shoulders onto the back. Again, this could be a great place to stay as long as you like, or fly the arms to the sky, hook thumbs or clasp hands, and pull them whatever hold you've got. Hug into center, reach out from the back heel and up through the navel, through the heart. Find any breathful edge of back bend. Really work those scapula together to lift the chest. Big inhale here, lengthen it out. And as you exhale, it's, wait, we didn't do that thing that I offered on the other side. So here's that. If you'd like, arms up, back knee down, and maybe you release the arms, legs straighten, arms come down. Or just pulse the back knee up and down to get a little more quad psoas release there with the continued stretch of chest and shoulders. Last breath or two in this way. And then when you're ready, stretch it out, arms up, back heel down, and open it out, warrior 2. Sink deep into the front knee, pull back from that back hand a bit. So again, you've got that plumb line of your center. We're going to do a little different thing with the shoulders on this side. Hands equally and actively reach out from center and in line with your torso. And then let's roll palms down so much that they roll back up, and shoulders roll forward, and then roll, palms up, so much so they keep rolling back, pinkies up, and play with the roll here. Curling in, opening out. Stay mindful of your feet, the strength in the foundation, and this beautiful roll of your shoulders, hands, all of it, with the breath. Last couple of breaths. And then pull back from the top hand, backhand rather, and down that back leg, other arm up. Sink into the front knee, open up into a bright celebration of a pose here.
Dancing warrior. Pull up out of the bottom tip of that front lung and breathe right into it. Feel into your front foot to keep that knee deep and wide, open to the left. Big inhale as you exhale, pull up from that top hand, reach forward and elbow onto the thigh. Push into that thigh to roll, face chest open, reach from the outside of the foot up through the head again. Stay there, or maybe bottom arm comes to the ground. Again, stay there, or if you would like, first feel into the outside of the back foot and reach through those fingertips, long top side body. Stay with that, or swoop that top arm around. You may have to lift up a bit here and reach as far as you can for that bottom inner thigh. And again, whatever variation with the bottom hand, but let your head drop down towards that bottom shoulder. Draw that top shoulder down away from your ear and relax the jaw. Get as much length as you can there between the top ear and shoulder. Letting go breaths. How's your tongue? Please stay with that as long as you like. Any little micro movements there. Whenever you're done, we're just going to unwind and come to ground in lizard lunge. Find your breath, maybe back knee down first or the whole time. Hands to earth or blocks or any support. Possibly you come down to the forearms. Back knee up or down. More grounded or more motion here is up to you. If you'd like to go deeper in the hips, maybe you lower the back knee down first. Hook your left hand or the same hand as your front leg behind that ankle. Push into the back of that ankle to curl in more. Right hand around the front of the opposite ankle and press in. Curl in, deepening the hip opening. Stay there more grounded, or back toes under, back knee up. Stay bowing in there, or maybe get the knee way high on the tricep and see what happens there. Possibly the toes scoot forward, forward, forward. Maybe they lift up. If so, hug that other elbow into your core. Space limitations. Stay as you are, play as you like. Deep, full breaths, another 4 or so. And this time, when you're ready to unwind from this, let's walk into a wide-legged stance. First, let's come into parallel feet, or fairly parallel. It could be more pigeon-toed with the toes turning in, and pull the feet isometrically towards one another so the arches are lifted, inner thighs are engaged, and bring the hands under your shoulders, elbows probably bent, and let the neck go. Heavy head, and give a little wiggle. Just kind of press and wiggle your spine side to side. So the shoulders roll, your neck lets go, and you're just kind of wiggling your spine like a string of pearls there with a heavy ball at the end. Get as much just fluidity as you can. And breathe, imagining any tension or busyness, anything you don't need, just dripping out of your spine, your head, your neck. Letting go breaths. Please stay with that as you like. You could rest your head on a block if you like. You could walk the hands further back behind you and pull on the hands a little bit to get more stretch through spine and legs, and possibly even there through the shoulders. If you feel like playing towards a headstand, go for it. Any variations are welcome here in this more grounded, forward folded place. Otherwise, a little bit more for your hips.
So you might heel toe the feet together a bit or just turn the heels in and toes out and bend into the knees. Bring your elbows to the thighs above the knees and press those thighs wide. Sink the seat down to the height of the knees and just kind of sidle into your hips a little bit there. Make sure your jaw is soft, all weird sounds encouraged. Letting go. Please stay with that as you like. Or come up onto the hands where your elbows were. Press wide, inhale, lengthen again. Little spin for the spine with some stretch for the shoulders. See how far you can go with this. I actually have a friend I've been working with for a while who's begun to spin that hand around that they're working with. And I actually found that's pretty yummy. There's great stretch all around the scapula as you spin the hand around with this twist of the spine. So credit to Jess. Inhale, open center. Exhale, press and spiral to the other side. Maybe you just investigate where the edges are there for you as far as shrugging shoulder up, spiraling spine or hand. Stay with each side longer or just inhale center and exhale spiral to each side again. We've got about 3 or 4 more breaths left with this. And then once you're done there, take your time. Let's open up in center and sink in. Devyasana. And inhale, stretch it out. Superstar. Parallel the feet. Squeeze the legs together. Squeeze the shoulders on the back. Breathe into this bright star that you are here. This bright season that we're in here. Coming up on solstice, the high point of the year. Feel your own light, your fullness, your awakening, shining out. Breathe and repeat your yes here. A few more breaths. Fully activated all the muscles in your body, including your brain. Activated. See your intention. Breathe your yes, I am. Inhale, arms up, kind of wiggle up out of the waist. Shake the hands out if you like there. Wee, woo. And then exhale, arms down. Try to find your non-habitual clasp, probably the one you're not going to automatically go to. And then pull on the clasp. Squeeze the shoulders on the back. Hug your feet to the earth and isometrically pull them towards one another. You could take any edge of back bend here, pulling the hands down, open chest. Or keep those feet really strong. When you're ready, lead with the heart, legs strong. Heart leads forward, bow in, forward fold, knees are bent as much as you need. Straight as you can. Squeeze the palms and then pull on them. Squeeze the shoulders, relax your neck. Give the head a little nod or roll around. Really imagine any tension just dripping out of your neck and shoulders there. Letting go. Stay with this longer. Or walk towards your front foot, move through a vinyasa, or just come to sit. We are all going to meet in a seat on the floor in the next 4 or 5 breaths. Make your way there in the way that feels good for you. So we're going to do some seated stuff. I made that very crooked. So if you need to, please sit up on a block or some such thing. I'm going to be sitting with knees stacked. So if that's a lot for your knees, please lift the hips higher or support underneath your shins or ankles with blankets or pillows or a block or something, or extend the lower leg straight out. To help you get deeper in the seat, you might press into the feet and wiggle your hips back. Really try to pour the pelvic bowl forward here, and then from there, lift up through the low back, pull onto that front knee, lift through your heart, slide your shoulders down the back. Soft jaw, soft tongue here.
You are welcome to just drop in here and be with your hips sitting upright or come into a forward fold at any point. Otherwise, I want to invite you into a little shoulder work here. And I will begin with a big hug. Inhale, open, and exhale, same leg, same arm over the top. So right arm over the top, walk the arms over as far as you can. And great moment for a little massage there around the scapula, top of the traps, just kind of palpating into any tense areas, especially imagine the breath going right there. And at any point, you just relax that all down. Let your arms be heavy. Receive your hug. Stay with that. Or spiral the arms into eagle arms. Lift the elbows, descend the shoulders. Elbows up, shoulders down, hands away from the face as much as you can or towards the elbows. Stay with this. Make like you're trying to bust the arms apart out to the sides. So feel how that tension in the arms is going to help open more around the shoulders. Stay with that, or we might continue to add. Lift elbows, face, chest up. Shoulders stay descending. And as you exhale, curl elbows into the solar plexus, bow into yourself. Let your breath lead. Feel free to pulse in and out of that. If you do want to rest in this pose, I think these arms are a great way to rest in this pose, landing elbows or hooking elbows and bow in. And a few more breaths, pulsating or resting, and then we're going to add a little more to the arms. Letting go breaths. And stay with that. Or to bring more into the arms, we'll come back up. Extend the top arm. Use your bottom arm like a hook and draw that top arm across your body. Slide the shoulder blade down. Soften your jaw and breathe into whatever stretch you've got there. Again, there's a little tension resistance in the place where the arms meet. How's your jaw, your tongue, your breath? Again, stay with this or take your flagged hand high and bring it to that other elbow. Bring the forearm of that hand behind the head, holding the elbow. Press your head back into the forearm, lift the chest. Help with the hand on that elbow to move that hand down the back as much as you can. Ears in line with shoulders. Maybe this is an edge. Feel free to stay here. If you would like to, you can take the classic Gomukhasana arm, swooping that left arm up and around. Hook your thumbs or clasp your fingers. Use the hold of the hands to lift the heart again, shoulders on the back. Again, another spot that's great to stay upright in, or inhale, lead with low back, in, heart forward, and bow in. Pulsing in and out, great here, or last few breaths. Again, deepening into the hips and the shoulders. Follow any inhale to come on up. Unwind your arms. Again, that nice fluidity through shoulders, neck, mouth, elbows, wrists, fingers, all of it. And before we leave here, let's pick that knee up, hug into it, push down into all points of contact, lengthen. Maybe you just hug into the leg or reach that opposite arm up and over, hook elbow and tricep. Push down into all points of contact. Length of the spine, most important here. So really continue to articulate that. Once you've got as much rooting, connection points, length of spine as you can, then squeeze lower back, spiral from the lowest vertebrae up one vertebra at a time until you're looking back with the head as far as you can. If we lead with the head, we tend to leave out some of those other vertebrae. So pretty important to feel foundation first, hug into all the vertebrae, and then the head going as far as you can, and look with your eyes as far back as you can. See if you can get the body to follow, possibly a little deeper. If you would like to bind here or play with any neck shoulder stretches here, they're all available just by working away from those points of contact. Use that press resistance to lift up out of and melt, spiraling away from. Last few breaths. Please stay as you like. When you're ready, we'll open into a counter twist, open twist. Stay with that as you like, upright or bow in, press your hips back. Stay there as you like. You could just switch the cross of the legs or push into hands and feet. Keep the feet where they are, but you're going to pivot them. You could pause in the middle there and stretch or sway into hips or hamstrings. And when you're ready, keep going, spiraling, spiraling, spiraling until you've got the opposite knee on top, or just find your way there, however you get there. And this side could be different today. So just notice what the setup of the legs wants. If the feet are next to you, hips stacked, you could push into feet, wiggle hips back. If you've got more room, you can always walk the feet a little further forward. Try to wiggle as evenly as you can into both sits bones, and then pull on that top knee, lift low back, in and up, heart up, shoulders down the back. Feel free to just pause here. Soften jaw, lengthen spine. Bow into yourself, honoring yourself and whatever's present in this moment. There should be zero sharp knee pain. Is there any other supports you could give yourself here? Please feel free to just stay with this, soften it, extend the lower leg, bring some pillows into the deal, or let's add the arms. Inhale, arms up. Left arm over the top or your second side. Big, big hug. Cross those arms over. Again, maybe a little massage moment there, palpating around the scapula or tops of the traps. And at any point, hug in and pull down, ground the weight, pressure into the chest. You may notice it makes you take a deep breath as this stimulates the nervous system to be at ease, just like a hug from someone that you love. Please stay with that. Or if you are spiraled, then let's spiral the arms. And eagle arms, any variations, back of the hands, holding thumbs, whatever you need. But find that press into the elbows, pressing out to the sides. Lift elbows to shoulder height. Try to move shoulders down the back and hands away from the face as much as you can in line with the elbows. Stay here and breathe into that beneficial tension you're creating in the shoulders, isometric tension. Stay with that or lift, elbows face chest to the sky, shoulders descend. And exhale, elbows curl into solar plexus, head curls in, let the arms be heavy there. Take that stretch as you like it, or pulse in and out. And feel free to stay and play with the pulsation, or at any point reach forward from the elbows. Rest the elbows on the knees or possibly slide them over the knees and bow in. Rest the head in the hands or the arms. Soften your jaw. Letting go breaths. Breathe into those sensational areas. See how much you can just melt here. Please stay with that longer as you like, or hug in and rise up, extend the top arm, and use that bottom arm to draw across the arm with some pressure into it. Slide that shoulder down away from the ear and breathe into that tension resistance stretch of the outer shoulder, deltoid, maybe tricep, bicep a little bit. How's your jaw? breathful body. Stay as you like, or take your waving hand here, your flagged hand, to that elbow, opposite elbow, and the forearm behind the head. Press the head back into the forearm, lift the chest, open up. Breathful here. Use that top hand on the elbow to try to encourage that bottom hand down the back and lift the heart. Stay here, breathful, or swoop that right hand around. Maybe hook your fingers or hold a strap or your shirt. Use whatever hold you've got behind you again to lift the heart up. Simply breathful here. Finding the edge, or lift lower back and heart and take this variation forward another 3 or 4 breaths. Oh, please stay longer there if you like, or slowly lift up, unwind your arms, and give your neck, shoulders, mouth, again, that nice fluid roll out, maybe wrists and elbows. As inspired, pick up your top knee, hug into it, wiggle into the sits bones, lift and lengthen up there. Again, really looking for length of the spine. Use that left hand to support you, lift up, hug into the knee or hook. Push down into all points of contact, lift and lengthen, and then squeeze low belly, low back together. You have 26 vertebrae. See if you can feel one vertebra at a time spiraling, upper back, neck, head, turning last to ensure you got the less flexible parts to rotate first. And then any variations there, maybe bounding, binding, or taking neck stretches. Use your breath like a rinse water here, washing your spine and your organs. Look back as far as you can, see if you can follow the path of your gaze. Please stay as long as you like, or follow any inhale to unwind. Lift up tall, counter twist, press into that top leg. Breathe, open twist. Stay upright or bow in and push your hips back. Shake your legs out as needed. When you're ready, let's bring feet together, knees wide. So for this one, it's really best if you are tight in hips or lower back at all, or not even necessarily tight, but some of us just have a way that our acetabulum, or the head of the femur, fits into the hip socket that just doesn't really let them flop open so easily like some people can. So feet together, knees wide, so that ultimately your knees are at or below the waistline. Sorry, hair got a little crazy there. Pull into your ankles, lift your heart, and use that pull of the ankles to work your shoulder blades down the back. Soften your jaw, take a little butterfly of the knees. Feel free to stay upright here or pull on the ankles, reach the heart forward. Maybe elbows come to your thighs and rock deeper into the hips. Possibly hold your feet, bring the elbows to the shins, push into your shins, reach low back in, heart forward. So whatever variation of this is right for you today, pulse in and out of it or find your way into it and melt. Soft jaw. Especially when we're working in the hips. Just notice when you're gripping against the holding and see if you can invite a melting. And turn your awareness inward. Notice what's present and if there's resistance against what's present. Invite an acceptance of the resistance or of exactly where you're at. Breathe unconditional, loving awareness throughout your internal landscape. Thank you, body. Thank you, body, for all the messages, the wisdom, the pleasure, the challenges. Thank you, body. Please stay there longer as you like, or options. Drape up and pull one foot in. Find any easy cross-legged seat. If you want to come directly into laying down, I highly encourage that about now. So either a meditative seat or Shavasana, maybe Shavasana with feet together, knees wide, in which case you could use something under each knee or a rolled blanket coming across under both shins to support your legs. If you don't have enough props for that, you could bring your fists underneath the upper part of your thigh bone to support your legs. If you have any support under the legs in this shape, or if your legs are on the earth, you'll get more support for opening there. If the legs don't find a place to land and they're kind of floating, then those muscles are going to grip to hold your legs on because that's their job. So any final resting shape. And then once you find your final resting shape, inhale and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your muscles to the bones. And exhale, melt. 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 And let go. Let your muscles and bones be heavy, soft, relaxed. Give your body to the earth and open your heart and mind to the sky. Let your body heavily rest and surrender, and your heart and mind easily open and become light. Rest held and supported in spacious awareness. encourage you to stay resting as long as you would like, or when you're ready to come back, first gently guide your awareness to your breath. Notice the subtle sensations of breath, of sky meeting earth body, the tips of your nostrils moving through your throat, becoming the fire of your life, your heart's light, beating the waters of your life, the circulation of your blood and other fluids out through your body. Welcome that breath of life. Invite it to deepen and lengthen. Breathe it into the light of your heart's yes, and imagine that easily flowing through you and out from you into the world. Your yes, your unique offering, your celebration of life, rippling out. And as inspired, begin to wiggle and spiral and stretch. Let the breath lead that. And follow any breath to stretch long. If the knees are still wide, you might use your hands to bring the legs together so those groin muscles stay relaxed. And then take pause as you roll to one side. And maybe bottom arm is your pillow, top hand holds the body, head close to the heart here. Thank you, body. Thank yourself for showing up today for all layers of being with courage, with compassion. And then breathe your yes and follow any inhale to drape up, back to any easy seats, eyes closed, awareness inward. Lift your heart. Notice where your shoulders land. And by default or habit here, notice your alignment and hold your heart or bring the hands together at your heart when you're ready. Breathe your intention again and imagine, if you will, all the energy and effort of our practice becoming that yes to life. And your yes, your offering, your expression rippling out easily from you to be of benefit to those around you and beyond. May all beings benefit from this practice. May all beings be joyous and free and safe from harm. Exhale and pour your breath out. Inhale your heart's yes. If you will join me, one great Om to seal our practice. Om. And bow in to the light of your own heart and to that same light within all beings. Namaste. And to the earth. Jai Bhumi Ma. Yeah, great Mama Planet. Thank you all for practicing. Thanks to your presence here or on the Patreon, wherever you're at. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and drink lots of water. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. Namago.